Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're just going to go over the reports tab. In this tab, this is where you're really going to understand your KPIs, run your reports. You'll be able to see how many texts and calls you got from each campaign and be able to break down your different campaigns and then see, from each campaign based off all the incoming calls and texts, how many were actually qualified leads. So that way you can really easily break down your budget and your math and really see, based off your marketing, ad spend on whatever campaigns to calculate, your cost per lead, your cost per acquisition, and really see what marketing campaigns are working the best for you. So you know where to concentrate most of your time. Again, like I said, in the top here, you can filter between your different companies. If you have multiple companies, you can filter between certain time frames. And then if we come over here, we're in the main one called lead attribution. This is kind of the main page within the reports where it kind of just breaks down your different marketing or your different campaigns. So obviously you have a tracking number to a campaign, to one campaign. And this kind of tells you the different campaigns you created with the tracking numbers. It'll tell you how many raw leads, which can be text. It's text and calls, accumulated. And then of course you got the column qualified leads. So if you remember back into the activity call log section, when I go through, there was a two thumbs up, one thumbs up and it goes green, and another thumbs up that has a circle around it and a cross through it. That means by tagging that when a call or text, pretty much when you hit the thumbs up that goes green, you're saying this is a qualified lead. The system keeps track of that based off the tracking number, campaign it's attached to. So that way, that's how it gets the numbers within here. The other one that's kind of important to know is just you can break it down by call attribution. So this way it just breaks down all the calls that came from your different campaigns. And of course, it even breaks it down by, how many calls, how many were first-time callers, and then of course the average duration for each call. You can even do it by text. I'll tell you like all the income and the amount of incoming texts per campaign, and how many were first-time, texts or people, callers who came in. Of course, you can just break it down by number. And again, if you have multiple companies, you can break it down by company. If you have multiple agents within it, so if you have different lead managers handling it, you can also break it down and see, which lead manager is handling the most calls, the average time they're actually, on a call, how many calls they missed, how many outbound calls they actually made. So if you have a team, of acquisition manager or lead managers, this is the greatest tab right here that will, that way, if you have a big team, it's just a great way to keep track of each individual's calls, outbound, inbound calls, stuff like that. So you can really stay on top of your team and really just making sure that, of course, that they're doing their job and be able to run good reports for your different teammates. Of course, you can break it down, see how many, missed calls you made based off times during the time of the day and which days. And of course, you can even go by day and time. So that is pretty much the reports tab, what you need to know. You can even export all these to create reports if you're part of a bigger company or have a team. But if not, that's really just the basic stuff that will allow you to come in here, look at the data, and just quickly understand it so that you can run your campaigns more effectively and efficiently.